That's a good way to get started. Yes. Good to see everybody this morning. Thank you for being on. I know we had all kinds of Zoom excitement. Thank you, Facebook. Bless you. It wouldn't go live on Facebook this morning, so we're recording this. We're going to put it out. And I'm assuming since you're on this call, you re-registered. Yes? Did you have to re-register like 2 or 3 times? Just once. Okay, that's good. That's good. You made my heart feel good. I've been getting texts this morning saying people are still having to re-register. We're going to keep working on it. Thank you for being on. And thank you for adjusting with us. So we have over 1,000 people out there that we're working to re-register. So if you can let people know, that's all they got to do is re-register. It'll re-register for you for the call this morning, and then also for the call on Wednesday. I'm excited about this coming Wednesday. We are going to be interviewing an incredible guy by the name of Hayden Riggs. And I'm telling you right now, it'll be the best 30 minutes of your week. So make sure that you're a part of it. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So let's go ahead and kick us off. Who's got something to share today? Something good. Let's hear from you. What do you got good today? What do you got today? Maybe that you had a win in this week. What do you already know ahead of time you're going to have a win in the week coming up? Okay, come on, talk to me. What do you got? Come on. There we go. Angela, you kick us off.
Yeah, good morning. A lot of good things this past week, but I had referred out a couple of people in real estate, put my license into a referral form because I'm getting ready to open up a new retail business here in Florida. And lots of good things happening there this week, but I got a phone call, back-to-back phone calls on the same day that 2 of my buyers that I referred out found the houses they wanted. So sold about $600,000 worth of real estate without trying this week.
Come on. That's what I'm talking about, Angela. Let's just keep cloning that week. Well done. Well done. Debbie, how about you this morning?
Well, I put a house on the market and 21 hours later it was under contract.
That's what I'm talking about. Keep lining them up, Debbie.
There you go. Thank you, Dusty. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Congratulations. Super proud of you. Ron Holmes, what you got over there in Abilene, Texas?
Man, I got to go back to 1995 last night and see Rick Trevino in concert for Cinco de Mayo, and it was awesome.
Come on.
Hey, got to hang out with him last night after the show, and man, I'm Just Enough Road, Bobby Ann Mason. It was a blast. I went back to 1994, 95. It was pretty awesome.
That's what I'm talking about, little Bobby Ann Mason. Some of y'all on this call may be too young for 1995. Okay. Anybody too young for 1995? Where are y'all at? Where are my people at? The rest of us are like, oh, we know 1995. Okay. You want to go way, way back? We can take you back to 1985 too. We can do that. That's a whole other ball game right there. Okay. World changed from 85 to 95. All right. And it has definitely changed from 95 to 2024. Okay. We wouldn't be on the Zoom in 1995. So anybody else today? Anybody else today? Okay. I'm going to share one with you because Mama, if you saw on Facebook, my bride and I have stepped back into selling real estate because, I traveled the whole world for like 6 years where I was gone 3-4 days a week. Now I'm back home. Just to clarify, we're still traveling. All right. We still have defined coaching. Some people are like, you're not coaching. I'm like, whoa. We didn't say that. So all of that is still there, except now that we're at home, we're stepping back into the arena to be able to do this at a high level, also be able to serve all our real estate folks better. And so we had one close already. We already have a listing that we put on this Friday. It's already under contract. We've got the other listings coming on this next Friday. They're going to be buying on the other side. Come on now, let's go. Everybody ready? Amanda Boudreaux, what do you got?
There we go. I couldn't find the unmute button. So you had told me in coaching that I needed to put client events together. So this month I'm actually having end of school summer celebration. I'm gonna have a mobile snowball stand in my house and inflatables, and I invited the whole neighborhood, past clients, kids from my kids' classes. And I'm starting to get a really good shape out of RSVPs. So I'm excited about that, and I'm already working on planning my next one.
Come on, Amanda, you just made my day. That's what I'm talking about. Well done. I'm so proud of you. Great job. Felicia, what you got this morning?
Yeah, so about a month ago or so, I made some massive changes in my life and professionally and all the things, right? And after about 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, I started having issues with my heart and my health and just a lot of different issues that I have literally been ongoing for 5+ years. And for the first time in 30 plus days, or for the first time, I have gone 30 plus days now, zero issue with heart rate, blood pressure, anything. Like I'm doing completely healthy. Went out and did a 5K yesterday in 80-degree heat, had no problem. So super pumped for that and just really excited for what the future brings. So
Come on. Come on. I'm so proud of you. Hey, at some point, we're going to interview this girl too on our Wednesday calls, because the defining moments that Felicia Carter has had have been pretty incredible. How she's taken the hand that's been dealt, right? Sometimes, and chosen to define it her way. And I'm proud of you for defining it your way, partner, for stepping in and going, hey, it's my life, right? I get to choose it. It's what we talk about week in, week out, right? You and I define who we are. We define where we're going. We get to choose it. We don't get to choose everything that happens. Okay. Which, for the record, even if we could, okay, it probably wouldn't go well for us. You understand that, right? Okay. But we don't get to choose everything that happens. We do get to choose how we respond in the middle of it. That's what defines you, not the moment, how you respond to it. That's what defines you. Okay. Some of the most challenging moments of our life can be one of the best moments of our life if we choose to have that happen. It's a big part of what we're talking about today. We're talking about today defined change. What does that look like? Defined change. And so we're going to dig into that today. We're going to start today in your journal, just like we do each and every single week. We're going to do the normal, right? 5 people you're grateful for today. 5 things that you are grateful for today. Write down your I am statements. Who do you claim to be today? And then I want you to write down, I want you to start thinking about this question and write it down. What is one thing that you need to do in your life that you have not done, that when you do would radically change your life? What's one thing in your business that you know you need to do that you have not done that would radically change your business? Last week we talked about action, right? Today we're talking about change, taking a look inside and going, hey, what is it I need to adjust? What is it I need to change? And we're going to dig into that today, okay? So take a few minutes. We're going to play some music here, give you some time to journal a little bit, and then we'll take right back off. Here you go. All right. All right. I trust that's helpful to you each Monday morning. Remember, the goal is that we do this, every single morning, right? That we get into a rhythm of starting our day off every single day with one thing. And here's what it is. It's the first place that we're starting today as we talk. And that is how we think. If you and I are going to make any changes in our personal lives, in our spiritual life, in our relationships, in our heart, in any part of my business, okay? It starts with how we think. Would you guys agree with that? Right? It starts with how we think. Everybody go ahead and write it down. You are where you are because of how you think. You've heard me say it a million times, okay? Hey, and I'll be the first one to tell you, I have trouble with how I think sometimes too. I know you may not believe that's a true story. Yeah. Like I don't always, hey, I can tell you this morning, struggling over here at the Oglesby house. Okay. Struggling in my mind, struggling in my heart, tired, like I feel it. Okay. Feeling like my tank is low. Anybody ever feel like that before? Right? Like Like, hey, I know it's time for me to, you know, give out, and yet my tank feels a little empty. Anybody ever do that? Okay. So we've got to go back to how we think, right? So I'm in that battle this morning with you of, hey, I've got to stop and reassess and go, okay, how am I thinking? Here, I want to give you an acronym today on the word think. All right. I saw this week, man, and it just, it stopped me in my tracks, just resonated with me on how I think, because I think part of the challenge we have is we just think wrong sometimes. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. We just think in a way, we think in a way that doesn't serve us well. You ever think like that? Start thinking negative, start thinking about the things that aren't going your way. Start thinking about what's frustrating you. So I want to give you an acronym around think to help us think differently. Okay. So everybody write down THINK on your piece of paper or wherever you're taking notes at. Here's the first thing. Here's the T. I want you to, I'm going to give you a question to ask yourself in each one of these letters of the acronym. Here's the first one. Is it true? Is it true? Is what I'm thinking right now truth? Or is what I'm thinking right now coming out of a place maybe of anger, or coming out of a place of frustration, or maybe my emotions are not in alignment? Are you with me? Anybody ever let your emotions get outside of the line, or is that just me? Right? You ever allow it? And so what happens is when we begin to think that way, we start thinking things that aren't true about ourselves, about other people, about circumstances. You guys tracking with me on this? The first question I want you to ask yourself as a thought comes into your mind is it true? I've said this to you before, and I'm going to tell you again. A lot of you have beliefs about yourself, and you think a certain way about yourself because somebody else put it on you and you adopted it, and it's not even true. You with me? Some of us walking around with beliefs and limiting beliefs that aren't even ours to own, but we've adopted it. You tracking with me on this? Okay. First question, is it true? Here's the second question. You ready? Second question, is it helpful? Yeah. Is what I'm thinking right now helpful? Is it going to help me get to where I want to go? Is it going to help other people? Is it serving me in some way? Is it serving my goals and my intentions in some way? Or I'm going to give you another H word. Is it hindering? Okay. The way you and I think is going to be one of two ways. It's either going to be helpful or it's going to be hindering. Tracking with me? Okay. And here's one thing I want to tell you. Okay. One of the principles I have learned is I got to throw off all the things that hinder me. I got to throw off all the things that hinder me. And so if you have thoughts that are hindering you, man, we got to hold them captive. We got to reframe them, or we just got to throw them off. Okay. I literally had this conversation with somebody yesterday. I just want to tell you, here's what it was. I said, bro, you got to get over that. It's time. Now, I'm not saying we just get over everything, but this was something this brother needed to get over. It was not helping him. You tracking with me on this? He was stuck. You ever been stuck? Stuck. Okay. Is it helpful or is it hindering? Okay. Here's the I. You ready? Is it inspiring? Is it inspiring? Let me ask you this. Are your thoughts inspiring to you? Are your thoughts inspiring to other people? Here's what I know. Here's the way that it works, okay? It starts in our mind. Everything starts with a thought. Everything, okay? And then that thought connects with our heart, and then it comes out of our mouth. So if your words are not inspiring, can I tell you something? You got a heart problem and you got a mind problem. Tracking with me? I want you to think about your words, your language, what comes out of you. I want you to think about it inside your four walls. Is your language inspiring inside your four walls? Guess whose responsibility it is? That's right. Okay. That's it. Are you inspiring inside of your four walls? Okay. Are you inspiring outside of your four walls? Are you inspiring when you walk into your office? Are you inspiring when you get on the phone with a client? Are you inspiring when you walk into lunch just with people around? Like, what do people pick up on? Are you inspiring? Here's another I word that I want you to ask yourself this question. Okay. Is it injuring? Is the way you're thinking inspiring, or is the way you're thinking injuring? You're welcome. I wonder how many times our thoughts are injuring. How many of you have had some thoughts that injure yourself? Anybody ever beat yourself up? It's injuring. I'm not saying don't take account. I'm just saying don't allow it to continue to injure you. And let me ask you this. Is the way you think and the way you speak, is it injuring to others sometimes? Have you injured other people? Okay. Have you injured people inside your four walls with how you think? Okay. Outside your four walls? Injuring. Is how you think inspiring, or is how you think injuring? Here's the end. Is it necessary? Is it necessary? Is the way you're thinking necessary? Does that make sense what I mean by that? Like, I mean, who has control over your thoughts? You do. Do you know how many times we think things that aren't even necessary? Let me give you an example of what I'm saying. How many of you worry? Anybody? Okay. Now hear me. 100% a normal human feeling. But if we sit in our worry, we are doing things that are not necessary. Do you guys track with me on this? Like, my worry is not going to change it. Yes or no? Like, I can't worry my way out of a difficult situation. Okay, that's why we're talking today about change. Now, I can change a difficult situation by my action, but I can't worry my way out of it. So is the way that you're thinking, is it necessary? Okay, is it necessary? And then the last, Ryan Holmes, you said that really well. He said, when we try to control the uncontrollables, we become emotionally exhausted. Nailed it, Ryan Holmes. Anybody other than Dusty ever been emotionally exhausted? Right? Is it necessary? Do you know how many things we put on ourselves that aren't even necessary? That injures our minds and injures our hearts, not even necessary. Here's the last one, and I think we got to really hone in on this one, man. The K is it kind? Is it kind? Okay. Now, I want to pause for 1 second, and I want to talk to you about you. And I want to ask you a question. Is the way you think about you kind? I think sometimes it's not. Would you agree with that? Okay. In fact, I can guarantee you this. There are things that you think about you that you would never think about somebody else. There are things that you say to you that you would never say to anybody else. Ever. Okay? You with me? My second question is, are you kind inside your four walls? If I were to take all of you off this screen and put your family and the people closest to you on it and ask the question, are they kind? what would be the answer? Like, do they have a spirit of kindness? Do they have I want you to think through all these things. Are they inspiring? Track it with me? Are they helpful? Are they kind? What does that look like inside your four walls? And then my last question is, what does it look like outside of your four walls? If we were to take a poll of people, would they go, man, when I think of them, I think of kindness?
You get your juice, baby.
That they think.
Go ahead and take your seat back down.
Does that make sense, everybody? You tracking with me? Okay, now we started there because why? You are where you are because of how you think. Who gets to control how you think? Anybody? Does the government control how we think? Nope. Do other people? Nope. No, I mean, there's one person on this planet that is responsible for how you think. That's you. Okay. Again, I'm not saying difficult circumstances don't come, unfair thing. I know they do. I'm like, hey, I've walked right in the middle of that at deep levels, but I choose how I think and I choose how I respond. I choose my level of kindness, helpfulness, right? All the above. So I want to give you 4 key things that change does. All right. Or that change is. Okay. 4 key things that change is. Here's the first thing that change is. All right. Everybody write it down. Change is personal. Change is personal. What do you think I mean by that? There's no wrong answer here, but when you hear change is personal, what do you hear? What do you think? You can come off mute, raise your hand.
That is up to you. It's up to you.
That's right. That it's up to you, right? Right? That we can't sit around and wait for something to change, right? Has that ever gone well for you? Okay. All my real estate people, hey, the industry has changed, yes or no? Okay. The market has changed, yes or no? Guess what? You get one option. You better change with it. Because actually you get 2. You either change with it or you don't. You with me on this? 200,000 agents already chose not to. Already left the industry. Okay. Jana said change happens when you're acting on your why. Right? Amanda said we're waiting for rates to change. How many people have told you that? That's right. Sherry, how about you, cousin Sherry?
It's custom to you. The change that works for me may not work for you.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. I got to take a look at my world, right? And I got to go, hey, this is me. This is me. Change is personal. Okay. It should be personal. MJ, I think you had your hand up. Did I miss that? MJ, you there?
No, but Sherry
Okay.
beat you to it.
Sherry beat you to it. I got it. Yeah, guys, change is personal. Okay. And here's what I'll tell you. Yeah, I mean, like, if you want life to look different, then you need to ask yourself what needs to change. If you don't like where you're at in business, ask yourself what needs to change. If you haven't taken time to listen to the interview that we did with Amanda Boudreau last week, please go do that. Because can I tell you what she showed all of us? She showed all of us what it looked like to make personal change. She said, hey, I'm in a position in my job that I do not want to be in. It's not serving me well, and I can do something about it. And she did. She made a change. She looked at her own personal self, her own physical body, and said, hey, I want to be different. Okay. So I'm going to change. It's personal. All right. Okay. Here's one thing I would challenge you to do. I would challenge you to take a personal inventory of your life. Take a personal inventory of your life. Where are you? How did you get here? And do you like it? You with me? Okay. And then I want you to ask one key question. What is one thing that you need to change in your life that such by changing it will radically change your life? Just one thing. Okay. Well said, Ernest. He said, change can also be scary. Absolutely. I think it's why we don't, Ernest. Scary, right? All right. Change is personal. I want you to do the same thing in your business. I want you to ask yourself the question, what's one thing I'm not doing that as soon as I start doing, it's going to radically change it? You got to take a personal look at it. Okay, here's the second one. The second one is change is powerful. Change is powerful. Can I tell you something? You can literally change generations with your choices. You can do that. You literally have the power to change generations. You with me? Like that 100 years from now. Can I tell you one thing we all got in common? There's going to be a day we are no longer here. And the choices that you make today, the changes that you make today have the ability to literally change generations after. Can I tell you something? My kids' lives are forever different because of their mom and myself. Forever different. You with me? Okay. I mean, like, I even think about my kids. I didn't even know who they were the day they were born. I didn't even know who mama was. You talk about like change. You guys tracking with me on this? Okay. You can also use things that don't go your way as powerful changes in your life. You tracking with me on this? Now, this is funny. Over in the chat box, it said, Dusty Oglesby said, sometimes change will make people in your circle angry. That's my bride saying that, who's logged in as me. That's mama saying, hey, and mama's right. Hey, sometimes you're going to make some changes and people are going to go, I don't like that. That's not how you used to be. I liked you the way you were. I liked you when you just did what I wanted you to do. You guys tracking with me on this? This isn't their life. It's yours. You with me? You make the choice. The choice makes you. Can I tell you something else? Not only does it make you, I think it also makes generations to come. Change is that powerful. Ernest, come on.
I also think that change can be criticized by others just because they're not accustomed to changes. And I think that when the whole thing about change is personal, like if it's personal within you, and you know that it's good for you, you got to kind of like let go of the criticism and just do it. I know that when I first started real estate, I had so many people telling me not to do it, that I wasn't going to be getting a consistent paycheck. I wasn't going to have a boss. And little did I know that on the other side of that change was like total freedom, that other people they weren't as courageous enough to kind of do that.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Well said, Ernest. Yeah. That we don't allow the criticism of other, because you're right, Ernest, it's personal. Okay. You want to have powerful change, you make personal change. Okay. Powerful change is not a change because somebody else asked me to, or needs me to, or wants me to. You guys tracking with me on this? And I'll tell you this too. Change will never happen if you don't have a heart change first. Okay. You tracking with me? Like, this is enlightenment in here leads to change out there. Okay. It's this. We're not talking about modified behavior. We're talking about change. Okay. Here's the third one. Everybody write it down. You have to believe that change is possible. You have to believe that change is possible. Hey, can I tell you one trait Dusty Oglesby has? Mom will second me on this. I'm the most optimistic dude you'll ever meet in your life. Okay. Like, I just think it's possible. Okay. Now, where I struggle sometimes is I think that for everybody else, right? Like, I got so much belief in you on this call. Can I tell you? Like, you can grab my belief, you can borrow it, but here's the deal. If you don't think it's possible, it won't happen. You have to believe that it is possible, that I can change. Don't listen to people say, well, hey, nobody in my family's ever been able to do that before. All the more reason that you should. You tracking with me on this? Like, so, well, everybody else told me that I can't. All the more reason that you should. Did you hear what Ernest said? On the other side of change is this freedom. Hey, I did it. I made this choice. I chose my life. And because of that, right, there's going to be a generational impact that comes behind that. Okay. I'll tell you this, going back to Mama's point. I think when people don't like what you do, that's probably a good sign that you're doing something that other people may think is not possible. You with me? Like, you step into the space. Change is possible. And here's the last one I want you to write down today, okay? We're probably going to get off a little bit early today. Here's the last thing I want you to write down. I want you to write down that change is profitable. Change is profitable. Okay, now A, right? When we think the word profit, what's the first thing we think? Money, right? Can I tell you something? I believe we make the right changes, it will be profitable monetarily. 100%. Okay? Like, I go back to Amanda's interview. Like, I see what's happening in real estate. Amanda, am I right by raising your hand? A little more profitable than you were? Yeah. Yeah. There's profit there. Monetary profit. When we step into the changes we know we need to make. Can I tell you, though, that I'm talking way, way more than just monetary profit? My goal for each and every single one of you, my goal for me, my goal for our family is that we would be a profitable family. You with me? Like, everybody hear me? Take all the money away. And I want profitable kids. Kids who get it. Kids who are thriving. Kids who are kind. Kids who are respectful. Kids who have a heart and passion. Are you guys tracking? Are you tracking with me on this? I want a profitable marriage. I don't want a checkbox marriage. Like, I want profitable. I want a wealthy life. You guys tracking with me on this? Is that what, like, isn't that why you get on these calls? Okay, like, hey, if you get on these calls just to make more money, I just want to tell you I love you with all my heart. You're on the wrong call. Okay. Now I want you to make more money. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Get out there. Go do it. Whatever that number is for you, go do it. I just want you to hear me. Okay. That profit comes in all kinds of forms. Wealth comes in all kinds of forms. Sherry said some of the most profitable is not money. Joy, that's profitable. Joy, you hear me? Not happiness. Happiness is circumstantial. Joy. Joy is, man, I find joy regardless of my circumstance. Self-worth. Time. You with me? Powerful changes. Felicia said she enjoyed running yesterday. It's profitable. Okay. Vanessa, 1 through 3 is this. Number 1, change is personal. Number 2, change is powerful. Number 3, change is possible. And number 4, change is profitable. You with me? Hey, can I ask you a question? Do you have a profitable life today? Hey, here's a way you can measure it. Is your life so profitable that other people profit when they're around you? You with me on that? Like, when you walk into a room, do people go, man, I want to get around them because man, I can profit from that. And I don't mean like in a take way. I mean in a joining way. You with me on this? I don't mean in a take way, like, hey, I want to take something. No. I mean, like, I want to get in with them and I want to live a profitable life. I want to have a profitable business. I want to live a wealthy existence. Amanda, what do you got?
So I want to say that after 9 years in real estate and going through all these classes of what's your limiting belief, identifying your limiting beliefs, it actually just hit me a few weeks ago that my true to the core limiting belief is that I don't feel like I'm good enough to be big, to be known throughout the community, all that stuff. And you said, you just said, getting into a room with someone who you could profit from. And so that was my limiting belief, is that, I'm not smart enough. I don't talk the talk. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know all these things. And so I actually was in a room with someone that I felt like I could never be. And as we were talking, and she's actually at my current brokerage, she's no different than me at all. She doesn't know any more than me. She doesn't talk any differently than me.
Right.
And so that is something that, you need to realize, like, we're all just people, and you are good enough. And, and she and I actually teach each other things now.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. You are good enough, right? Great words, Amanda. Great words. Hey, coming from somebody that I have literally watched step into that space. Okay. Like my Brad and I got a front row seat for this, that we've watched Amanda step in to this profitable life, this wealthy life. Okay. Monetary, if that's it for you, go after it. Okay. I'm just saying it's not just monetary. Does this help you today? Okay. Now, I want you to keep this in mind. You and I cannot have that change if we don't change the way we think. We can't have that change if we don't have a heart change. Guys tracking with me on this? Change does not come because you just took some action, okay? Change is an internal change that leads to external change. Okay? You with me? Now, hey, do I think you can change actions and that changes things internally? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely we can. Okay? But I think at the core of all of it, that's where it starts, is inside of here. All right? I want to show you one video. If you've seen it before, watch it again because it's absolutely worth it. But this is the impact that you have. All right, here you go.
Let me tell you what I've realized. In every family, when you meet a family that's rich, somewhere back in their lineage, they weren't. Oh, you ever meet a happy family, like joyous and peaceful? Somewhere back in their lineage, they were not. So what happened to that family? Let me tell you what happened to that family. The one shows up. The power of one person in one family can change it forever. In my family, I'm the one. My dad set the stage by getting sober, but I'm the one. My nieces and nephews think differently than I thought as a little boy. We're a happy family. We're a giving family. We make memories. We're not perfect. We have our ups and downs, and we're a damn rich family. And we never were before. I'm the one that took the shots, the rejection, the late nights, the early mornings, the people screwing me, talking bad about me, all the worries, all the fears. I'm the one on the lonely road. If you're feeling something right now, you're the one. You are the one for your family.
Come on now. You hear that? It's you. You're the one. You're the change. Don't wait for somebody else to make the change. It doesn't work that way. Okay? If life is not where you desire for it to be today, you are the one. You make the change. If business is not where you desire for it to be today, you are the one. You make the change. Okay? Stop waiting around for change. And you be the change. You tracking with me on this? Wendy, I love that. I've gotten to have a front row seat with you too, my friend, as I've watched you change your heart and change your mind coming out of that bold room. Okay. Heather Embry, you sent me a message this week on Facebook. You're the one. You're the change for your family. Okay. Let's hear from you. Any ahas you got today? Let's hear from you. We'll hop off and get started with our day. What do you got? Who's got something? Anybody? Anybody? Come on, I can do that all over again. I amped myself up this morning.
This is
Anybody?
very general, but I just think the questions you had around like the way that we're thinking whenever we're thinking in a capacity that's not beneficial for us, asking those specific pinpointed questions. We know we need to change our thinking, but how do we change it? What are the things to ask ourselves? And I think just as a whole, that was a great series of questions.
Yeah. Yeah. Just to ask ourselves, right? Like, is it true? Team, you know how many times we're telling ourselves something that's just not true? Hey, can I tell you, just full transparency, I've been doing it all week to myself. Telling myself things that aren't true. Okay? Is it helpful? How many times do you have thoughts run through your head and they're not even helpful, right? And you're the one who gets to control the thought. Okay? It's not inspiring. It's more injuring. Okay? Wendy, what do you got? You're on mute. Go one more time, Wendy.
I got it off mute. Okay. This is what I wrote today. I am focused on what I can control. I will keep improving my mindset and elevating my beliefs. Everything around me is going to fall into place. I'm making inspiring choices with my actions. I will remain optimistic as I pursue my all. Thank you, Dusty.
Come on.
And Leah, too.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's it. Kim Detmer, you wrote something earlier. You said, I was talking to a coworker and stating that I had such great friends, and my coworker stated that I have great friends. In order to have great friends, I had to be one. I love that. Kim, you definitely are one. You have been to me for a long time from the moment we met. Hey, let's start thinking different. You with me?
I got a little
Go, Ernest.
I feel like we're talking about change a lot, and I also think that we can think about it in reverse. I think when people are telling us to change, we have to kind of go through that acronym and ask ourselves those questions if it's worth it to change. Without going too personal, right? I've been told many times growing up that I needed to change, and I realized that it wasn't who I was, so I chose not to.
Yeah.
Which I'm so thankful for, because I couldn't, right? And I think that while we're being told that sometimes we need to do something different, if it's not within, it doesn't work with that acronym that you gave us, and maybe we don't. Maybe we're good the way that we are, or where we're at.
Yeah, it's a great way to think about it, Ernest. Yeah. Can I tell you something? You are great. Every one of you. Every one of you. Worthy. Okay? You got everything you need to be successful. Okay? Ron Holmes, wrap us up. What do you got, brother?
I wrote down when the song was playing that Lauren Day was singing, I am loved, strong, held, reminding us that we need to see us how God sees us. When we do that, we can be who we want. But the other thing is to be contagious in a good way. We talk about in the Define Room, we need to be lighting up that room, and we can't light up a room if we're not lit up on ourselves.
Yeah, come on. Can't light up a room if we're not lit ourselves. There you go. Hey, who's the one? Yeah, you are. Okay. Listen to Ed Milet today. Okay. Every time he claps, I'm like, that's me. I'm the one. Right? I'm the one on the lonely road. I'm the one with the change. I love you guys. Bless you. Go get them this week. Okay. You make the choice. Choice makes you. Make your changes. Let's go. We'll see you in 1 week. Hey, we'll also see you on Wednesday, 12:30. Wednesday, 12:30. Hayden Riggs is going to be on. You don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, it's going to be incredible. Let's have this many people on that call as well, and we'll do everything to make it live on Facebook. We did record this one. We'll put it out there, okay? Bless you guys. Love you. Let's go. Let's go.